Hello guys and welcome to my new video, and today in this new video we'll talk about the Georgia 14th Congressional District, okay? Because we'll have a special election at least until I think the 16th of January. So the special election is almost there, and we'll have a pre-election video, not in the pre-elect. We're gonna have more videos as soon as the early vote starts, but right now it's just I would say an informative video about the election, about what is at stake here and what are the expectations for the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. This is still very far from the election, at least 1 month, I would estimate from now. So we will have a look right now, and then we'll go with more detail over the course of next weeks, because we are almost in Christmas time. It's almost Christmas time, and we will have less videos in the Christmas week. We'll have, instead of 5 weekly videos, we'll only have 2 videos in that week, because yeah, come on, it's it's Christmas, okay? And I do have to spare some time, so we'll have a smaller number of videos. But now let's go to the video. So the Georgia 14th Congressional District is not a little bit, but it's very, very red. As you can see here, Marjorie Taylor Greene won this by 29 points in 2024, and she was popular in this area because this is very MAGA territory. But now she had some problems with the Trump administration, with Trump personally, and that's why she thought, and now she decided that she will resign on January the 5th. And then 10 days after it, we'll have a special election. That's the maximum amount of time we can have from the time she resigns and to the time we'll have a special election, okay? So you can see here we have a lot of counties, and most of them are rural. They're very Republican, okay? You can see here Marjorie Taylor Greene got 70 plus, 80, even 80 in some counties. And then you have a little bit of more suburban areas of this district, which is Cobb County. Cobb County is blue, but that's the region of Cobb County just right here, and it's more blue. And then if you go just outside of the county, you'll have a more red area. That's why Marjorie Taylor Greene won this, but it's still very competitive. She only won by 2 points. And now in a special election, the Democrats are expected to do at least 15 to 20 points better if it is a low turnout election. Because if it is like Tennessee's, that we got a medium-sized turnout, it was more than 2022 turnout, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably going to be like a 15 points over performance. But it's not easy to say to those voters that voted for Trump now, saying please don't vote for a Republican and vote for a Democrat. It's not easy because this is a very reliable red district. So we don't expect this district in specific to be at stake. We don't expect that. But depending on the enthusiasm, and also depending on the Democrats' money pouring into this race, this can be now actually something. We don't know. We also have Paulding County. It's only less than 20. So the Democrats, in a low turnout election, they expect to flip both Cobb and Paulding County. And probably, no, just those 2. But if it is a medium turnout election, Cobb County is a must to flip, but then the other one's very hard, okay? But since you hear, as I was mentioning about Cobb here is blue. Kamala won by 15, but this part here close to Atlanta is bluer than this part here close to Paulding County, and also close to many of these red counties that are very red, Cherokee and Bartow. Those are the ones who are shifting away from the Trump and from Trump and from the Republicans right now. As you can see, point 2 where the state shifted to the right, but here in these small counties. And not small counties, it's actually quite big for the Republicans, it actually shifted to the left. So this is a lesson that the Republicans need to understand there. If you go here to the 2024 election, you see by precinct, look here. Close to Atlanta, you have blue on the map, by precinct, of course. And if you go all the way, you have more rural, but that's more Republican and more Trump country, okay? But the point is, look, Marjorie Taylor Greene was an incumbent. She raised a lot of money. Now the point is, will she have, or the candidate will have, the same enthusiasm she had during all the last years? Because she was one of the most popular Republicans according to MAGA, okay? It was not the most the most popular people in Congress, but it was the most popular between the MAGA Republicans. And if you go here to 2026, this is the election, okay, since you hear she will resign on January the 5th, and then Ryan Kemp need to call the special election within 10 days, and it should take place 30 days after the election. So at best, we'll have the election in 1 month and 2 weeks or so. But I expect this to be quite fast, because Brian Kemp is a Republican. The Republicans are having a very slightly very small majority, so they want to have more people, and this is expected to go Republican. So we do not expect to delay this at all. This was she resigned because of a little bit of a disagreements. Not a little bit. This was actually quite big disagreements during the Epstein handling of the Epstein files, which also made a lot of problems in the Trump administration, because Republicans were actually feeling that, yeah, Trump was going to release them, and now we don't have them. So that's actually not great. If you are a MAGA supporter, you're not happy with that. So as you can see here, declined to endorse. So Marjorie Taylor Greene will not endorse any of the candidates. So this is actually not a bad news, because we don't know who's going to win. But we have a lot of candidates in terms of the Republican Party. We have Star Black, a former Federal Emergency Management Agency official. Have Elvis Casely, Jared Craig, Jeff Criswell, Kristen Hurd, Carlton Moore, which is a state senator, okay, which the most big politician here. And the biggest politician here, I'm sorry, and Jim Tully, congressional staffer and chairman of the 14th District Republican Party. So as you can see here, probably this one is the most, that has the most reputation, okay? But we have a lot still to go. And remember, Georgia needs 50% plus in order to win the seat. So if we have a lot of Republicans running in this district, and we only have one Democrat, that coincidentally is the same Democrat that lost in 2024, which is very interesting, okay? And probably he will overperform, I'm sorry, so that's expected. But these Republicans can make to get one Democrat and one Republican in the runoff, but probably we'll have a lot of Republicans splitting all the votes, okay? That's interesting as well. And this seat will probably not take a lot of time, because this will go in November again up for election. But as you can see here, all candidates will run on ballot with a runoff scheduled for the top two candidates if none receive over 50% of the vote, as I was mentioning. We're also going to have on January the 6th a runoff in Georgia, because we got a seat in the state house that was very close to Atlanta, by the way, and that was very close. So that's why we're going to have a runoff between the Democrats and the Republican. The Democrat got second, the Republican first. It was also a very Republican district. So guys, this was the video. I hope you've liked the video. This is just a recap of what is at stake on January, because we're actually going to 2026 and we're going to have a beautiful year of elections, okay? A lot of primaries, a lot of special elections, and especially, I hope, a lot of enthusiasm by your side and also by the political parties, because I hope 2026 to be an amazing year. This is not the last video until the end of the year, but I just want to say thank you for all the support. We're almost heading to 200 subscribers. I never thought it was possible in this short period of time, and I expect to reach 200 subscribers by year end, and that is all thanks to you. Thanks to me, you're gonna have another video tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow is Tuesday, the 16th, and we'll have a new video as usual at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your like, and we'll be back tomorrow with another video. Thank you.